This is part 2 of our Southwest U.S. road trip to New Mexico and southern Colorado. And again, the red circles are where we stayed, starting with Chaco Canyon National Park. This is Pueblo Bonita, the main Pueblo, which was had 600 rooms, occupied 850 to 1250 CE. And those are the steps that they built to climb out of the canyon. May be part of one of their great roads that emanated from here and went in different directions, particularly north-south. These are two small units of Chitro-Kel, K-E-T-L, a large great house, which is, and we're going to continue on out the wall to Pueblo Bonita in the distance right there, and along the base of the mountain, the cliff, is supposed to be petroglyphs. Pueblo Bonita is the most well preserved and restored. Unfortunately, in 1941, the side of the canyon fell off and destroyed 31 of the rooms at Pueblo Bonita, which you can see here. The ruins are under the rock. At one time, this wall continued on through that rock pile to another wall right over there. And now everything is covered with rock that came down from way up there. How much turquoise was in there?
One of these rooms in this
is 50,000 for the whole
had 40,
thing.
50,000 pieces.
Whoa, whoa. This is one of the rooms at Pueblo Bonita, three stories, and I'm standing on the first. There's log supports for the ceiling. That was the second floor, and then the third floor would have been up there somewhere, although I don't see any logs. Yep. There's where the rock fell. From up there, down to there, onto the Pueblo there.
Yeah.
This would be the... Huh. That's cool. This is not mountain terrain where you generally would see him.
Now where is Mr. Elk?
He's coming up to the left. This is the bull elk, and the cows previously were his herd. This is the restored Kiva, Great Kiva, at Aztec Ruins National Historical Monument. Restored pretty accurately, color-wise and otherwise, apparently. Basically, seating around the edge for people. There's a fire pit there by Amy. They don't really know why, but a lot of them have these rectangular pits. And of course, you've got the structures there. These huge support columns rest on a sandstone disc that came from 30 miles away, apparently. There's some additional disc. Maybe there was another support that didn't use in the reconstruction. And the timbers on the roof also came from long distance. No trees like big trees around here. And the use of these rooms above the chamber is not clear. And actually most Kivas, small ones that I've seen in the canyons in Utah, don't have any of this. None of that stuff down there at the bottom. They don't even have the support columns. They're small enough for logs to cover the entire roof. And they have an entrance from above usually. But this is the apex of the Kiva construction, I guess. This is cool. There's numerous houses here and doors, and they connect. There's a similar place in Chaco Canyon, but you go through the door I'm standing at, and there's one behind me, and that door, and then that door, and then another one. This wall perfectly aligns with the summer solstice. You did good. For sure, the butt slide.
It's easy. I really don't know why more people don't do that. I
Yep.
guess it's undignified.
It's embarrassing. Well, we finally got to where we have a good view of Cox Arch. We could not make it up the canyon. And there it is. Strangely, right on top of the mesa.
So good morning, guys. My name's Delaney. I'm going to be your favorite person on the train today because I'm going to be your bartender. I'm also going to be your tour guide and your horrible joke teller. But welcome aboard. I'm super excited to have you guys all aboard our Durango-Silverton line today. A couple of safety things before we do get started today. I do get asked a lot about bathrooms on the way. There is a bathroom. It's one bucket. Starts in the front, moves to the back. Aren't you glad you picked right in the middle? The only thing that needs to be smoking today is the train itself. That includes marijuana and electronic cigarettes, but what you do in Silverton is really none of my business. Y'all take that as you will, okay? These windows do open. Feel free to open them up, especially once it gets a little warmer today. Makes for some good airflow and some really incredible photos. So
Whoa. Whoa. No, they're through. Jeez, I missed that. Well. downtown Silverton, the main street. My old mine's up there. The $1 Million Highway comes in over there. The main street runs down there, and I think the $1 Million Highway continues on to Uray that way. A lot of old historic structures on there. This is the High Bridge, they call it. Down there is the San Juan River Valley, Bloomfield, straight down there, and over that way is Farmington. We came from Durango, way up in the Colorado Mountains in the distance. And we're heading toward Kiva and Albuquerque now, town of Kiva. And we're stopped beside the road looking at the eclipse. We don't think at this point it's going to be a total eclipse. There's going to be a dark moon in the center of a red rim of sun around it. It's up there, but I can't point the camera straight at it without using these protective lenses, which this might work, I'm not sure. There we go, but it's not going to show very well. Don't ever stay at this Days Inn located on Candelaria Road for the reasons that follow. Days Inn, Albuquerque, the bed, this bed and I think all the other beds, because we looked at one other, are just terrible sound-wise. Okay, I just sit down, makes that noise. And if you think I sat down too hard, all I'm going to do now is get up. Hear that? It makes a noise when you sit down and when you get up.
And how are you supposed to sleep on a bed like that?
Well, they really didn't offer anything. We changed our schedule when we learned that the Albuquerque Balloon Festival was going on, and came back to Albuquerque, got up very early the next morning, and waited a long time in the cold and dark, and then cold and daylight for the mass ascension, which was supposed to be at 7 o'clock. We were there at least 45 minutes early to get a good spot on this berm of a small detention pond or lake, which is supposed to be very good to see them, but they canceled it. After we waited an hour and a half, they canceled it. It was canceled because of winds, but we did see these in the distance.
I'll have some cornbread. I'll have some tortillas for you. Yeah. So, just like this?
That's right. So everybody take a picture. Everybody wants to
Grinding corn.
If anybody else wants to do that, just take pictures. Take a picture.
Okay.
Take the stone off so we can see the corn. Is there any corn underneath?
See, and then
No,
there's
this
a
is
little
too
photo
heavy. I'm not going to pick that
here.
up. I was wondering about the horizontal
Fingers.
lines in there.
Fingers.
Those are fingerprints?
Fingers.
Okay, good.
I'm sure there's fingerprints, but those are fingers. That's what I think. I mean, nobody ever told me, but I would assume.
Well, if
Actually,
you're patting
there's-
them in place, that would make sense.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
There you go.
We spent some time in Maispais National Monument, but also saw some ice caves and a volcanic crater and a private location just outside the monument.
We're standing at the crater of Bandera, Bandera crater, which is between two national monuments south of Grants, New Mexico. A really barren land, but a beautiful crater here. And thankfully, we didn't have to go up to the top of the rim. The outflow of the most recent lava eruption goes down a valley there, and so we came up to this point where we can look down into the crater. Right there is the caldera, and there's the rim up on top with aspen trying to make a living here. Volcano craters up there, and the outflow of the lava. Last eruption came down this valley for 20 miles or so, I think it was. And there are over 20 volcanoes around this area, and you can see 15 of them, one of which is right there, another one there, and then as we hike down the trail to the ice caves where we're headed next, we can see others. Here we're going down a connector trail from the trail we came up to the ice caves and through the lava field that came from the volcano. Very much a Badlands and difficult walking to get through that. And out there is another volcano. Here are the steps going down into the ice caves. There once was a 17-mile long lava tube going that way along here that has collapsed. And here, again, it picks up. There's the mouth of the cave, and down in there is the ice cave. It is incredibly cool. So this ice below us is about 20 feet. There's a layer of water on the surface of some of it, but then it goes down 20 feet. And the Indians and settlers mined the ice out of the lake, and when the ice removal was stopped in 46, it was 12 feet high, so it's grown since then. Here we're going to the El Morro Oasis at the base of the El Morro Cliffs, which are up there. There's a stream coming down several places and a pour off over there. And anyway, down at the bottom here, there's a good trail that leads to an oasis that was an incredible life-saving source of water for people in ancient days. Pueblo Indians lived here. They had a Pueblo here. They lived in houses up above on the cliffs, apparently. And settlers passing through here. This was an incredible source of water for them. It's like an oasis in the desert. There's just no water at all, but then all of a sudden, gosh, look at that. Cattails, birds, canyon wrens up above, but not singing like they often do. And see the black arrow going up there, that's where water comes over. And there also, and feeds this pool. No spring, it all comes from above. Amazing.
There were hundreds of inscriptions along the base of El Morro, including these by Indians, and this one by a Spanish governor in 1605.
That's the valley below El Morro. And Here's the base of the mountain, El Morro, looking right up at it. And along these walls are incredible numbers of inscriptions by pioneers, settlers, and before them the Pueblo Indians.